algebra, we are moving on to relating fractions with percentages. We've covered percentages and decimals. Now we're taking on the fraction part of it because they're really like all cousins. Okay, if you have any cousins in the school, you might not, you're related, right? But you might not look the same. People might not even know. And percentages, fractions, decimals are similar in that they're all related and they don't always look the same. You might not always be able to tell. Let's define percentage again. What does percentage mean? We've been down this road before. Yeah.
Out of 100.
Perfect. Out of 100.
Yep.
Okay. Out of 100. And that's going to be the key here for understanding fractions. If you'll notice, every fraction that I have listed here, all 6 of these, have a denominator of 100. That is super helpful, right? Because if you have 27 out of 100, and the word percentage literally means out of 100, what percentage is this?
Out of 200.
What?
27.
27%, right? It already tells you 27 hundredths, 27 out of 100. The word literally means out of 100. This is 27%. So whenever the denominator of a fraction is 100, you're in business, okay? Because whatever the numerator is, that's going to be your percentage. By definition, it's out of 100. So 35 hundredths, what percentage would that be? Ethan? 35 hundredths, 35 out of 100, what percentage? 35%. 90 out of 100. Gratilda, what percentage is that? 90%. 29 out of 100. Taya? 29%. 3 out of 100. Aiden?
3 out of 100. 3 over 100. Percentage. 0.02.
That's a decimal.
Oh, percent. I'm lost.
So following the plot here, right, when we have that denominator of 100, okay, since a percentage literally means out of 100, if we have 3 out of 100, that's going to be 3%. Okay? When the denominator of a fraction is 100, whatever that numerator is, that's your percentage. Okay? Matthew, 189 hundredths.
1.89%. Or 1.89.
There's no point.
Zeke, what is it? 189%. Okay? Whenever you have a denominator of 100, whatever your numerator is, that is your percentage. No exceptions to that. Okay? And it goes back to the fact that the word percentage literally means out of 100. So if you have a fraction out of 100, the numerator is always your percentage. Okay? However, as we know, we don't always have fractions that are out of 100. Okay? Luckily, there are some denominators that are friendly, so that if we have a fraction like 3/5, we can still convert that to a percentage. What do we have to do first? Liv.
Turn the denominator to 100.
Yeah, have we done that before? CO2, CO3, something like that. We've converted fractions to, written them equivalent fractions out of 100 before. James, what would you have to do that 5 to turn it into something over 100?
Times it by 20.
Yes, and that's why it's friendly. Every denominator that you see here can be turned into 100 or close enough that we're going to count it. Okay, so for this one, multiply the 5 by 20. That gives you a denominator of 100. That's what we want. And what's our numerator going to be then? 60, because whatever you do to the denominator, you have to do the numerator as well. Right? So we get 60 over 100. Redemption time for Aiden. Aiden, what is this going to be as a percentage?
60%.
You got it. 60%.
Wow.
We'll even give you a button for that one. Okay? So this can go in a help sheet, this top part here, all these friendly denominators. Okay? these are the ones that when you see them, you can get to 100 or, like I said, close enough to where it's going to be valid. Denominator of 1, you have to multiply by 100 to get to 100. What do you multiply 4 by? 25 to get to 100. 10, multiply times itself, 10. 25, multiply by 4. 2, multiply by 50. 5, 20. 11. Now, 11 doesn't go into 100 evenly, but we can get really, really, really close. Eugene? 9. If you multiply 11 by 9, you get 99. Right? And when you've got a denominator of 99, it's close enough to 100 where we're going to accept that whatever the numerator is going to be the percentage.
But there's still hundreds of thousands of decimals in between.
Right. But we're going to just kind of round up for this one to make our lives a little bit easier.
So we're making excuses.
We're not making excuses. We are making allowances.
Bad.
No.
David Goggins would never do that.
Who would never do that?
David Goggins.
Yeah.
Who in the world?
What?
Yes, totally.
Does he can he sponsor my videos?
Yes.
No, I
Well,
don't think anybody
get in
would
touch with him then.
sponsor our videos.
33! Aiden, what's 33?
3.
Yes, that also gives you 99, so it's not perfect, but it's close enough to 100. Then all the rest, Aiden, nope. All the rest of these here then are kind of reverse of what we've covered previously. 3 gets multiplied by 33. 9 gets multiplied by 11. Again, that gives you 99, but it's close enough. 20 multiplied by 5, and 50 gets multiplied by 2. Okay? So when you have a fraction without a denominator of 100, don't fret. Right? We've got these friendly denominators that can help us. 9/20ths. How are we going to convert that into a percentage? Schleifer? By 5. Why by 5? Because that's what gets us that denominator of 100. I need to see this step here, okay? When it says show your work, there's not a lot of work to show, really. I just want to see you using this friendly denominators factor to get to 100. That's all I want to see. Nothing much, right? But I want to see you actually using this. And then our numerator, 9 times 5 is 45. Our percentage, Nolan? 45%. That is correct. Good job. Yes?
Confused on the next one, because like, if you did what you do at the bottom and the top, you get 200 and 100.
Yes.
So
And
could be converted into a decimal.
right. Well, we're not going to decimals. We're going to percentages. But let's take a look at it. So, Aiden, you are correct that if we do what we did previously, following this chart here especially, we have 1. So we're going to multiply by 100, right, to get a denominator of 100. And when you multiply the 2 by 100, you get a numerator of 200. Now, like I said before, without exception, when you have a denominator of 100, whatever your numerator is, that's your percent. So following that rule, what would our percentage be here? 200%. Okay? Why does that make sense? Look at our original fraction. 2 over 1. What is 2 over 1? Equal to?
2.
It's equal to 2. How many wholes is 2?
2.
2. If 1 whole is 100%, 2 wholes will be 200%. Okay? 3 wholes, 300%. So on and so forth. Right? So don't let these fractions trip you up by how they look. Just follow the process. Trust the process. Yes, Abe.
Percentage is always 100.
Yes. So when you talk about probability, they're out of 100, right? And we kind of introduced that in CO19. With probability, if something is absolutely certain to happen, it's 100%. It can't be anything higher than that. But when you apply percentage into context of like product markups, you know, when you go to Target and you buy your $4.79 jug of milk, how much did it actually cost Kemp's to produce that? Probably like $1, right? But it's marked up 300+%, right? So that they make a profit, Target makes a profit, everything, you know. So in context of like markups or extra credit on a test, it is possible for percentages to be over 100%. Yes?
Why do we need to know markups?
Some of you may go into finance. It's a pretty common profession. Some of your parents are probably in it. So you need to know how to do this stuff. Yeah?
Do we have to do the second page?
Sorry?
Do we have to do the second page?
I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. See how I'm
Christmas spirit.
Spirit of Christmas.
No.
Do it the right way.
No.
35/50ths. What's our scale factor here? Matthew.
Times 75 and 50 by 2.
By 2, right?
Then you would get 70 over 100.
70 over 100. What is our percentage, Matthew?
70%.
70%. Very good job. Okay. Any questions on this so far? Okay. Very good. Well, the rest of the page, you've got 8 more to do here. And then on the next page, you've got some word problems.
Nope.
All right.
Nope.
Okay. Let's take a look at this. In your history class, each test is out of 25 points. You scored 18 out of 25 on the first unit and 21 out of 25 on the second unit. So here's our fraction. Here's our test score. 18 out of 25, 21 out of 25. You've probably converted a test score to a percentage before, right? And so the question is, in terms of percentage, how much better did you do in the second unit compared to the first one? So unit 1, we got 18 out of 25. Unit 2, we got 21 out of 25. What's our percentage from unit 1?
72.
Can you hear that buzzing, by the way, or is that just that just me?
Oh, I can hear it.
Do you hear it? I got my speaker fixed. How'd you get 72%?
Times 4.
Yes, and why multiply by 4?
Because that's the denominator.
Because that's how you get the denominator to be 100, right? The 25 times 4 is 100. 18 times 4 is 72. As a percentage in unit 1, we got 72%. Okay? Calculate unit 2, 80. 84, how'd you get that? Same thing, right? Multiply by 4, because our 25 didn't change, okay? This time, 21 times 4 is 84, and so for 84 hundredths, we got 84%. So you got 3 points better, right? 21 compared to 18, but the question is, in terms of percentage, how much better did you do on the second unit compared to the first one? 12%, okay? 12% better. Right? Your goal for unit 3 is to earn at least a 90%. What score is the lowest integer score? So remember, an integer is not a fraction, not a decimal. What's the lowest integer score you can receive to reach your goal? You get at least a 90%. James?
24.
And how'd you get that?
24 by 25.
So 24 out of 25. We do our multiply by 4 to make this into 100. 24 times 4 is 96, which means this is a 96%. Is 24 the lowest score you could get and still get above 90?
Oh no, sorry, 23.
We go down another one, right? Essentially, since we multiply 25 by 4, each point is worth 4%. Right? So if we drop down to 23 out of 25, that'll actually bring us to a 92%. Because we dropped a point, we dropped 4% because our scale factor is 4. It's all connected there, right? And so the answer would be 23 out of 25. And the rest of the page is very similar to this, right? If you're not converting a fraction to a percentage, you're doing something wrong. That's kind of what this whole point of CO20 is. So for the rest of the page, 4 friends are playing basketball. Ron makes 7 out of 9 shots. Sharon 8 of 11. Michelle makes 19 out of 25. And Lance is a ball hog and makes 24 out of 33. Calculate the shooting percentage of each player and list them from least to greatest. Not how many points they got, not how many shots they made, but shooting percentage. So again, each of these, 7 out of 9, 7 ninths, you need to turn into a percentage. Okay? Now 9, what are we going to be multiplying that by? 11. It gets us close enough to 100 so we can make an allowance. Okay? 7 times 11 is 77, and so Ron shot 77%. You're going to do that with each of the players and then list them in order from least to greatest by their shooting percentage. The next one, the battery on your laptop can last for 3 hours and 20 minutes. After working on your laptop for 36 minutes, what percent of the battery remains? Okay, now my recommendation for you is to convert 3 hours and 20 minutes into minutes. How many minutes is 3 hours and 20 minutes? Harrison?
3 hours, 180.
It is. So 3 hours is 180 minutes plus another 20, a grand total of 200. What do we like about 200?
It's cool.
It's cool. It's also friendly, right? How do we get to 100 from 200?
Divide by 2.
Divide by 2. Okay, 200 wasn't listed on our front page, but it's still friendly because we can get to 100 pretty easily from 200. So if you use your laptop for 36 of your 200 minutes that the battery lasts, you need to simplify that down to 100 to get the percentage. And note the question, what percentage of the battery remains? This is what you've used. How much remains? Okay, so think about that one a little bit. The next one, a soccer team plays a 48-game season and wins 40 games. Explain how you can approximate their winning percentage. Approximate. 40 is not friendly, okay? But how can you approximate their winning percentage? And that's all I want you to do. We'll do the heavy pencil in class tomorrow. Let's talk about unfriendly denominators and where to go from there. It's your homework for tomorrow. The rest of the first page and down to the Mr. Heavy Pencil on the second page. Don't X this whole thing out because we will go over it, but just not today. Questions, comments, concerns, complaints, compliments, congratulations, criticisms. No? All right, folks. That's how you math.
Like, subscribe.